What's up, everybody? Sid Braille here from Video Games and Vlogs. Got a little bit better quality looking video for you today. However, I still want to talk and go in depth about my opinions on the Valor Point gear upgrade and how it's going to work. Over here, I'm going to start recording, and hopefully I'll be able to put this together so we'll have a picture of me and me recording what I'm doing on my computer here. It's actually in Paint. Whee! And what this is going to do is going to allow me to show you what I'm thinking a little bit better. Basically what they're saying, let me go ahead and pull it up and I'll read exactly what they posted. The second change I want to mention is that we plan to adjust the role of Valor points. Valor, or the various other names that the currency has had over the years, was originally added to WoW for two reasons. It helped to mitigate the really bad luck for those times when the boss just refused to drop the item you wanted, and it helped encourage players to stay with the group even if they didn't need anything off the next boss. Over time, we have felt like Valor has taken on too prominent a role, to the point that it risked being more important than actual boss loot. This is particularly the case when the tier sets are available on the Valor vendors. We think killing dragons and ransacking their horde is more epic than shopping at the magic armor store, so we want to shift back towards boss kills being the primary source of epic PvE gear. In Mists of Pandaria, Valor will be used to power a new feature that allows you to increase the item level of your existing epic items. This means that each week you can become a little more powerful, hopefully allowing you to kill that boss that has eluded you thus far. There will be a bit of a game in trying to decide when to upgrade your gear versus hoping for a new piece to drop from a raid boss. But our plan is that even heroic gear can be upgraded slightly in this way. We won't allow you to upgrade raid finder gear so much that it becomes better than normal gear, but imagine if you increase your item level by around 8 points. At this time, we're thinking there won't be gear on the Valor vendors at all, but we'll see how that shakes out. Valor will come primarily from dungeons including challenging modes and, if this didn't bug, scenarios. You might want to earn a little from daily quests and raiding as well, but won't be as efficient. Alright, so going over to Paint here, you can see this is the model of the current basically item levels. This goes from Firelands to Dragon Soul. It splits right here. So you see from normal, basically the higher end stuff that drops off Ragnaros is 384 item level, which is equivalent to looking for raid stuff. So there's your gap. Now perchance, if you get some of the stuff off Ragnaros Heroic, you're 397, which is the same as normal mode. Alright, so now let's say that you do the upgrading system. If we come out here, say we added 8 points to that, that would make it 405 item level. Alright, 405 puts it better than the stuff that drops off of this, so it instantly puts you just shy of the heroics level gear from the previous heroic tier if you upgrade it all. So there's no even point in doing normals or LFR anymore, because that's only a few pieces of loot. Say it's the 391 stuff, again 8 points makes it 399. So the 399, you're still going to want some of those end pieces of loot from the normal modes. However, basically you can go right into heroics, and all you're going to be doing is slowly replacing heroic gear with heroic gear. It kind of defeats the new gearing up unless set bonuses are scaling so much. It's going to make things hard. I mean, there's going to have to either be a larger gap here, or I'm not sure how it's going to work. It's going to take a lot of balance. And is it going to upgrade all your pieces of gear 1 point at a time? Or is it going to increase one piece of gear 8 points? Or is it going to one piece of gear 1 point for that? That's another thing that they're going to have to do, is with Valor points, it's still going to be a larger number earned. You can't just get one Valor point for one item level upgrade, because then they don't have any flexibility to tune it down the line, unless they completely change the scale, which kind of alienates customers a little bit, or players. So what they're going to want to do is, again, like 150 Valor points, and maybe to upgrade it's going to cost 700 Valor points, and that does one upgrade in however aspect that they're looking at. Kind of wanting a little bit more info here. I don't think they've even figured out all the details on it, but this is, I would think that if it's 1 point upgrade per week, then you're looking at how many slots? 16 or so slots? It's like 16 or 18, I don't remember exactly. Instantly upgraded. I mean, that takes 8 weeks. That's no time. And the gaps in between patches right now, I'm thinking that, it's going to be minimalist. I think what they're going to have to end up shooting for is maybe 2 steps for one piece of gear. Upgrade at level 1, then upgrade at level 2. So, per example, right now, say you have all 410 gear, per chance. You upgrade it once, and say it's again at 8 points, it comes 414. Upgrade it again, and then it becomes 418. Maybe that's something that they can look at. But again, then the gap between, like, say they do have a couple pieces of 416 gear, and they upgrade that, that's 424 gear after the both upgrades. But you're looking at like 30 some weeks doing that, which is a long time just to upgrade all your pieces of gear. If you do one gear fully upgraded at a time, that's like 16 weeks. It really depends on their timetable for getting patches out during this expansion. If they're still doing that year-and-a-half timetable that they're trying to, it might be one piece of gear fully upgraded at a time. It really is coming down to a balance of how many points you get a week and how much it's going to cost. But there's a lot of numbers thrown out here, and there's a lot of balancing, and I don't know how they're going to pull it off when they got everything else going on already, because it's going to be hard to balance that and keep it good. As far as gearing up, it's going to make gearing up your characters a little bit slower, not being able to buy that vendor gear. Partially the impact it's going to have on economy. Right now people get Valor points, and what they do is they use those excess Valor points to buy BOE gear and then put it on the auction house. They're going to have to run raids, and a lot of people don't like doing that. So there's going to be a larger gap between those who actually run raids and those who don't want to raid at all in gear level, as well as gold level. It's going to start impacting them, because they're going to have to run these raids to get those BOEs and sell them. It's going to cut off some of that easy finance. You also have to think about cap. They say that you're not going to be able to save them up for next year, so you can't just automatically upgrade that new gear as soon as you get it. So that's some of the things that I have seen them talk about, things like that. So there's a lot of different impacts on how this is going to affect gameplay, and a lot of different numbers. I think it's throwing more complexity into the gearing up than needs to be there by adding this Valor point system in there, mainly in eye level and choosing what you're exactly going to upgrade and when. Now, it may help in those situations where maybe you just need that extra little boost, so everybody uses their upgrades, their gears, and this, that, and this, that. But a lot of it's also going to be balancing how quickly people upgrade and how quickly people progress in the new content, because it could have a much larger impact on that than it currently is with the gear ranking system that they have now. So those are some of my thoughts on this, new bits of information. I know it's fairly nerdy and complex, but there's a lot to think about, and just simple back-end things that they have to go through. and I'm hoping that we can get some more information about how they're going to use this Valor point upgrade system soon. Blizzard Blues, if you're out there and you're watching this, please send me any information so I can relay this on to some people and maybe discuss that and try to figure out how they're going to do this. I think this is fairly early in development, that's why it was just announced. I would really kind of like to see how this plays out with this gap right here, and like say this gap, because I mean you literally are skipping a lot of gear just by being able to upgrade immediately. So those people in the high-end raiding guilds are just going to be boosting that much further up, and pushing that gap harder. So I don't know, we'll have to see how this works out. I hope you enjoyed my little video here. Like, comment, subscribe, share me with some peoples out there that may have some interest in some of this stuff, and hopefully they'll think of something. On a final note, what happens when you're capped? I hope there's fun things or things to still spend your Valor points on, instead of just converting them to something else. Because what happens when you've upgraded as much as you need to or want to? Then what? Now you're just building points up to cap and then stopping. It kind of takes that value away, so you get people. Right now people are at least still running heroics and dungeons for Valor points, even if they don't need the points necessarily, because they can gain something out of it. This could potentially cut it off if they don't have anything there. So, alright, that's all I'm going to discuss today. If you guys want me to discuss anything else, let me know. Hopefully here shortly I will have yet another actual WoW video out. I'm going to hopefully start going over some more transmogrification gear stuff for you guys. As last night I just got my 7th 85. I have a paladin, rogue, mage, hunter, priest is what I just got last night, shaman, and warrior. So yeah, that's it. My mind's drawing a blank. My ADD is getting the best of me. Ooh, look, a kitty. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. As always, don't have too much fun. I'll see you next time.